The following segment is sponsored by Any Hour Services. I am here with Mike at Any Hour Services, and he is always helping us keeping our homes in good working order. Mike, the cold air is here. What do we do if our furnace shuts down and isn't working?
Well, it never happens at a convenient time.
No.
People know I work for Any Hour Services, so I'll get text messages on the weekend, after hours, saying, hey, my furnace has stopped. What do I do? It happens so much. We actually made a video that we put on our YouTube channel showing people. I got 5 things that I'm going to show you that you can do before you call a technician. So what we're essentially going to do is reset the furnace. It's got a circuit board. It's like a little computer. And just like when your computer gets bogged down, it can stop working and you reset it to see if that'll get it going again. We're going to try that with our furnace. So go to wherever the furnace is, and before you shut the power off, usually on one of the doors, there's a little plastic window that is lined up with an LED. And if you look through that hole, it's flashing a code. It usually is just flashing a certain number of times. Count how many times that's flashing and write that down first, because that's going to help the technician in case you do actually have to call a technician out.
Interesting. So look through that. Make sure you see what's flashing.
Yes. Then we're going to shut the furnace off. There's usually a switch close by to the furnace. Flip it off, or there might be a breaker. Whatever you have to do, shut the furnace off. Then we're going to do the basic things that we always do. We talk about a dirty filter. If you have a dirty filter, wherever your filter is, this can actually cause the furnace to stop working, so change your filter.
Check your filter. Okay.
Go around the house. Sometimes the vents can accidentally get closed. Maybe you closed them off on purpose. Doesn't matter why, but go around and open the vents up. Make sure nothing is blocking those. We want to try and encourage as much air to flow as possible so that this thing isn't overheating.
Okay.
Then, if you know that you have a high efficiency furnace and the vent comes out outside low to the ground, and we've been getting a lot of snow, which can happen here in Utah, sometimes that snow can pile up around that exhaust vent and it can choke the furnace out. Clear that away.
I would have never thought of that. Make sure that is cleared. Okay.
Right. And then another common one that a lot of people don't think about is our thermostats. Actually, a lot of them have batteries. So when you do the battery, a lot of them, they have a door on the front exposing the batteries. Or you can actually just pop that thing off the wall and there's batteries on the back. Replace those, because if there's not enough juice in the battery, it doesn't send communication to the furnace to actually fire up.
That's a good point. I think we forget that there's batteries in there. Okay, good.
Right. So once you do that, go back to the furnace, turn it back on. One of 3 things are going to happen. 1, nothing. Then you know for sure that you need to call a technician, right? We tried all the basic things, right? Number 2, you might turn it back on and it works just fine. Maybe the dirty filter was the problem and it's going to keep running. You're okay. Now, if you turn it back on and it gets the heat going and then it shuts back off, and you go and you reset it again, it turns on and it shuts back off, there is something more serious going on with the furnace, and you're going to want to schedule a technician to come out there. And if you haven't done the maintenance on the furnace, it's recommended that you do that at least once a year, so get that scheduled if it's older.
That's what I was going to say. So even if everything's in working order, we want to have somebody come out and check everything. How often did you say? Manufacturers
say once a year, so it's preventative maintenance. So especially if the thing is working good, get a tune-up. If it's not working good, get a tune-up. If it stops working, get a tune-up. Like, have the thing serviced.
Okay, key here, get a tune-up. And you can also call the professionals when you need them. Mike, thanks for helping us keep warm during the winter. Thanks so much. Any Hour Services can help you with all of your heating, electrical, plumbing, and cooling needs. For more information, visit anyhourservices.com.